What up, guys and girls? Another brand new video coming at you today. Yes, we are back again for another round of the SRL APAC for Season 3. We're here for round 11 here at the German Grand Prix. Of course, this is the round after the good old week break. Here's the championship standing. So it's a 20-odd point gap, I think it is, between Ryan and DRC Jared, and we're somewhere in the mid-table there. You've probably all seen it there anyway. So I probably did muck it up a little bit, that the championship table a little bit last time, so apologies about that one. But Laggy, we've already lost him already. Looks like he's crashed out just on the exit of turn 1 there. But yeah, like I said, this is of course first round after the sort of the Christmas New Year break. So I'm not going to get into like the mentioning about the Christmas New Year, because I know this video is well and truly late. But there's Laggy off to the right hand side there, so I would probably suggest he may have got the exit curb there, because it's quite easy to do. If you get it quite wrong going into turn 1, you could easily end up in the exit wall there, and that's obviously the case for him. But yeah, heading into what you could say the sort of the start of 2019, you could say. Yeah, I wasn't really sure to go with. I mean, had a few up and down results first 10 rounds of the season, so I just wanted to start off fresh, obviously. Get a good start for this season, and maybe, you never know, fight for some points really as we come across the line now. We set the provisional fastest time of the qualifying with a 11.53 as you saw there. So yeah, I mean, as you can probably tell, we are on the ultra soft tyres. So I mean, yeah, I wasn't really too sure what to expect for this weekend, obviously, because tyre compounds, I think this one and probably next round at Hungary are going to be ultra softs, softs and mediums. So we skip a couple of compounds of tyres. They obviously completely miss out on the super soft tyres. But the lap time being so good, I thought to myself, you know what, may as well try something a little different.
Our best lap so far is a 1 minute 11.5.
As you can see there's the timing screens at the moment. Now Juice Masters is actually retired from the Grand Prix. I think actually Master Berserk probably has retired as well somewhere along the line. You probably will see it in a second, as you can see my teammate way down the order of 13. But a lot of guys haven't set their lap times already at the moment. He's a replay actually on board with Master Berserk. So Juice Master's already off. Berserk's already got onto the curb. So he's trying to get himself back around again. Here comes DRC Jared right on cue, doing his best Tokyo Drift style, coming through the Sax corner through there. But yeah, somehow his AI car, that's Master Berserk's AI car, so when he was in the pause menu, just decided to drive straight into Juice Master's crashed car. And yeah, fortunately that was the end of the qualifying for him. But obviously we did have to wait a little bit of time for my teammate, obviously for the guys to get my teammate into the garage. I hope there's something they change for F1 2019. It could be like throwing a weird one out there, but wish it was sort of like what it's sort of like in real life, where you sort of have both the cars come in, but they sort of like one's a bit further up the garage, and then the other one's like near the garage or something. You know, like having them close together, sort of thing. So yeah, obviously continuing on, we're on to run number 2 here on the ultra soft tyres. So I thought, obviously the time on the ultra soft tyres was pretty decent, but as you can see now, we're actually going purple again through sector 1. So I thought, you know what, as Exodon is actually disconnected from the session, actually. So I thought to myself, like, you know what, it's a pretty decent time at the moment. I mean, probably the strategy for the race is probably something along the lines of maybe the softs and the mediums. But again, going purple through sector 2, but we just ran a little bit wide coming out of the exit of turn 11, and yeah, that was pretty much a lap pretty much ruined there. I think we were looking pretty good to improve the lap time. We probably would have gone to the low 11s, probably near the 10s possibly, if I got the third sector right. But anyway, we come straight back into the lane. So like I was saying, obviously the main race strategy I think is probably getting onto softs and starting on softs, going on the mediums, because ultra soft tyres probably don't last as long around here. But obviously it's been a long while between drinks, and obviously now it's season 3 of SRL. I joined midway through season 1. I haven't actually got a pole yet. I mean, I've had a few decent results, and I still haven't got a win or a podium either. But As you can see here, got a neon tree dome on the grass here. I think he's actually pretty similar to what he did at Great Britain, actually going to get himself disqualified, as you can see down the bottom of your screen there. So, yeah, obviously, I like to have at least stats next to my name anyway. I mean, yes, it's been a fair while. AOR probably F2 was probably the last time I actually got a pole position, but just come out of the pits very slowly there, letting ALLANHUGO go by. I think he may have set a lap time, I'm not really sure, but come out just ahead of Warden and Exodona. That was a little bit close for comfort there, as he's obviously just getting out of everybody's road here as well, just trying to get the lap time quick, well, getting out of everybody's road, but was trying to get ahead. Obviously had Warden behind me, but I think he just backed off a little bit there, so we've got a bit of free space here. But yeah, I mean, the goal probably here is to maybe get a podium and maybe even try and get a pole, but we're going to actually try this and maybe put this car on pole position. And obviously Red Bulls in the past, if you've watched other league races in the Oceania or Pacific or whatever, APAC, whatever you want to dub it, Red Bulls have had pretty decent pace around here on ultra soft tyres. So here we go, we're coming through sector 1, just tiny marginally off
30 seconds left
the sector 1 time. It was obviously about 5/10 thousandths of a second slow, I think it was. So 5 thousandths, I could be wrong. It's either one of those. But anyway, we come through the hairpin pretty cleanly. I mean, I was taking it a lot cautiously through turn 1. It's obviously one thing, yes, you don't want to crash out, but if you run too wide, you'll easily get your lap time invalidated. Now coming through past the Mercedes grandstand there, as my teammates actually jumped up in P2, but now we go purple into sector 2, not by much, probably nearly about a tenth off my fastest time at the current moment. So we're looking pretty good here at the moment. If nobody else, or if someone in the soft tyre region can improve and maybe jump above me, then anything's possible. We're going to climb across the line now. We do go a little bit quicker, about a tenth quicker than 11.422, and I thought to myself, have I got this? Have I got pole position? I sort of was fifth, pumping a little bit to maybe have I got pole, but Exodona sort of has to go and spoil the party a little bit there and steals pole position away from me there. So, yeah, I mean, it was probably a little bit gutting there, but I probably made a few too many mistakes. I mean, probably the second run probably would have been a lot better, but it is Exodona that gets pole position with a, what was it, a 10.8 or something or other. I can't really remember off the top of my head. You'll see it on the screen there, but we came home in P2, obviously a front row start. So, I mean, we're close. Obviously, my best grid result in qualifying is P3. I got that back in Spain, so this is an improvement. My teammate obviously in P5. I think we're the only guys on the ultra soft tyres, which is the old strategy out of here. So obviously, starting on the ultra soft tyres, we probably have to go with the aggressive two-stop strategy around this place. I mean, there's probably going to be a long shot unless you really stretch your ultra softs.
Is good, but we need to learn the gears, so go into each one when you can. We're going to need some work on the brakes, so put some energy into them, and on the tyres as well, please.
Thank you, Jeff, as always. There's a few guys that have been disqualified already from the formation lap, but I mean, like I was saying, if you want to do the ultras to mediums, which it's sort of a risky one, but you really have to stretch out your ultra soft tyres to get to, I don't know, probably, what do they say about lap 4, lap 5 for the two-stop strategy? So maybe lap 7 or 8, if not more, to get to make sure you get the mediums to the end. That we actually go past Exodona, who's actually ghosting there for a second, so I didn't actually know what the hell was going on, whether he was in the pause menu or what, or something or other, but I did actually let him go back coming into turn 11 here, so it's sort of just playing the patience game here, really. So you see there's plenty of guys that have been disqualified, both Mercedes, my teammate, Rain, and obviously ALLANHUGO, but here we go. On the front row of the grid, got a nice clear view. So if we can get the starts off the line against Exodona, then we're probably looking in good step. And if we get ahead of him and go into turn 1, anything's possible. So here we go. We are all set for round 11 of the German Grand Prix here at Hockenheim. 5 red lights. Let's do it around the Hockenheim ring. It's a pretty good start compared to Exodona. We're going to go side by side here into turn 1. Going to give each other room here, and Exodona just comes out ahead in front. There's a few guys already track extending which is pretty much the norm here around Germany. That's what happens, but we have a little look at the inside, but not quite close enough there. I think DRC Jared behind, who's the first guy on the soft tyres, and obviously who's in the championship fight for the championship in SRL, is obviously not too far behind me. So, I mean, both Exodona and I, we've got to keep these guys behind for as long as we can to sort of make this work. He runs a little bit wide coming through the hairpin there, but not really quite close enough of making a move there in out of the hairpin there. So obviously just sort of like playing the patient game here, really, not doing anything too silly. I mean, I also probably forgot to mention, I probably did underfuel the car a little bit just because I knew, obviously, not by too much, obviously, but I knew I was probably going to have to be using lean mix quite a lot around these laps as we actually get our first track extending warning there. Exodona got a little bit sideways coming out of turn 1 as well, so probably going to have a little look here if we get a nice decent run here. Obviously, I jump up straight from 3rd to 4th there just to minimise the wheel spin as we go purple through sector 1, obviously, because this is the proper race times to start with. But gaining a little bit here on Exodona. Obviously, DRS not enabled here. Did have a think about going up in the inside to the hairpin, but not really quite close enough. So we did start to pull away a little bit from the guys behind, but it was just obviously, like I mentioned, playing the patience game here, just sticking in behind Exodona. If he just makes a mistake or something along the way as we set the provisional fastest lap of the race, which obviously doesn't last too long, obviously. So which was about a 15-1 or something or other. I probably forgot to mention that one throughout the way, but here we go. Now we're on to lap 3 now. Now we have DRS up our sleeve, so this is probably going to help out a lot here. You see, look at the gaps we're starting to build here with the next guys behind. We have a little look up the inside here with the hairpin here, but again, we're taking a nice tighter line through there. It was probably one of the nicest lines you could take through the hairpin there, but
new strategy is available on the MFD.
And already I'm getting a strategy change from Jeff there, which I'm not really biting to at the moment. We'll wait and see at the moment. But on to lap 4 we go. Just gaining a bit here on Exodona as he has a big slide, and what did I say? Just takes one mistake, and we probably have a chance to get the race lead. We're going to go around the outside here. Exodona breaks very deep into that corner, so we're going to have to try around the long way here. Around the outside, it gives us the room, which is fair racing, and we do get the DRS as well, which he won't have, so we're going to actually pull away here. So this is really going to help out my cause here. Thank you, Jeff, as always, but the hairpin taking it nice and cautiously here. I think Jared was probably having a little look at the inside here, but probably at this point is when the ultra soft tyres probably start to die off a lot here. So I was probably going to stick around for another lap, but I think once I took the curb and once I felt the rear end go, I thought, yeah, it's time to come in. You see I'm sliding through the last couple of corners as well, just making it into the pit lane. This is yellow flags behind here, so there's been an incident. We might have to get some replays here, but straight into the lane. I was going to try and get it past lap 5 at best, but I've decided to bail out of it. So onto the first set of soft tyres, and away we go. So obviously we're going to come out. I think we're going to have a bit of fresh air there. So Exodona is actually joining me in the pit lane, and it looks like someone behind in the background there is causing yellow flags. I think it's Juice Mars in the Sauber. I wouldn't be surprised because he's not had the greatest of seasons at all as the Singaporean. But anyway, we've got a bit of fresh air to deal with here. But yeah, obviously just got to really push on here. I mean, if we can get a top 10 result out of all of this, obviously wins out of it and the podium's out of it, probably top 5. But get a top 10, that'll be reasonable. There's yellow flags up a bit ahead here, so something's occurred. There's more yellow flags that come through turn 11. That's Prez who's off the road there, so I'm not sure what's actually happened to him, whether he's got tangled up with somebody or whether he had an off himself. Quite easy to do around turn 11. If you just get too far off and you get into the gravel, quite easy to do here. It's running a lot wide here and actually get our first time penalty of the Grand Prix. As there's a bit more yellow flag action ahead. I think that's Juice Mars actually just getting out of the road, so he's just a lap behind now. So obviously getting past Prez, we're now into the top 10, now chasing after, well, it was Tim Amatic, but it's now Neon Tridome, obviously, who's obviously Ben's just got past Neon, but yeah, it is Juice Mars as he's well and truly off the road there, getting out of everybody's road there, so including mine. So we get past him onto lap 6. And,
4.8 8 seconds.
Yeah, that's the gap, obviously, to Neon in front. Just ran a little bit wide coming through turn 11, but hey-ho, it's early days at the moment. But replay on board with DRC Jared, who actually got a pretty decent start compared to ALLANHUGO and obviously the guys behind running a little bit wider. I think ALLANHUGO's probably had to go the extra length of the road there, but you see sort of Jared just sort of, I think he's sort of playing the patient game here. Obviously, it's the first guy on the soft tyres, being one of the first runners, I should say, on the soft tyres. Here's a replay now on board with Ben, who's actually filling in for New Zealand Ryan for this round, as he has a little bit of a contact there with my teammate. A little bit cheeky there as he gets a warning there. But obviously, like I said, he was filling in for New Zealand Ryan, who I think he was on holiday for this round. So this was probably one of the other reasons why I wanted to go for pole, because obviously Ryan's not here, and obviously he probably would have gone on the soft tyres anyway. But yeah, hey-ho, we continue on. So now he's sort of hanging on here to the back. Behind him's Pomps to the win. There's a little look up the inside again of my teammate, and I think he might get it done this time. Never mind. Around he goes. So he tries to get, and he obviously getting it right, spinning in the car around. I'll get my words out in a minute, but thank God for the ghosting system there. But oh dear me, that was that's TPR Edge and Juice Mars. So it might explain a part of it why Juice Mars was a bit off the road there, a little bit there. But anyway, here's a replay on board with V-Fence, who started 8th in this race. So yeah, a little bit close there with Derek Kidd. That may be why ALLANHUGO got pushed out wide. So obviously Fens gets a spot there as he has a look here on his teammates here. Obviously Fens is, I think he's still a reserve in the SRL. I can't remember off the top of my head, but obviously Ben is still a reserve as well. But obviously doing it for filling in for Ryan. But anyway, here we go up into the hairpin here. You have a look here up the inside of his teammate. He should get this move done if he squeezes him out a little bit, which he sort of does. And there you go. There's the position for Fens. But now this is back on to lap 4 now. So this is what was going on behind me when I was deciding to come into pit. So you see Exodona really struggling here. These two are going side by side. It's not really a passing spot here. It's a little bit of a squeeze there, and obviously Jarrett runs wide, and I think Exodona probably spun himself out there. Yeah, I don't know. It's a tricky one, that one. Probably don't have Exodona's footage there, so we'll have to wait and see. But this battle with the McLarens is still going on here as ALLANHUGO gets back up the inside at the hairpin and gets the move back up into P4. But obviously this is a bit of a rolling footage as well, so Fens is probably going to drop another spot here to Derek Kidd, who looks up the inside in the Toro Rosso. So the other Toro Rosso is trying to make some moves as well. Obviously he started on the soft tyres. Now this is obviously on lap 5, so this may be one of the reasons why there was the yellow flag. So listen, ALLANHUGO and DRC Jarrett looks like they're battling away here. And oh, Jarrett gets spun around. But it looks like the McLaren, sorry, of ALLANHUGO, I should say. So here's a replay on board here. Now, what's that proximity error in the top and the bottom left, I should say, because it looks pretty red there when sort of ALLANHUGO sort of comes across there on Jarrett, and obviously Jarrett losing spots, a couple of spots from that. But whenever we have a look here with ALLANHUGO, is this will be interesting to see whether this was actually real or desync, because quite a lot of these incidents have happened through desync. So it's a tricky one, that one. It's nearly probably like 50-50, I would say. It probably leans to more towards desync, but hey-ho. It just happens, unfortunately, in this game. Hopefully it's fixed in 2019, but I'm not holding my breath. But anyway, you saw Prez actually running wide at turn 6 there. He's probably battling away with Neon. Looks like Neon's having a move up the inside of... Is that my teammate? I think it is, but... see, now Ben goes up the inside here, and I think sort of Prez maybe does that himself a little bit there, runs off the road, so may explain why. There goes my teammate, ran off into the pits, so obviously he had to obviously continue on for one more lap, because obviously I had to come in to get onto the ultra soft tyres. But here goes Ben having a look around the inside of Neon, as Neon runs very wide coming out of turn 1 there. But this is the moment with the yellow flags. That's obviously Juice Mars off to the right, but this is where obviously Ben gets the move on Neon well and truly, I think before the hairpin. I think maybe Neon came back at him, but I'm not really sure. But now Jarrett for he's got to make his way through the pack again. So going side by side here. Pom's actually locked up at the hairpin there, but does well to manage to hang on for now. But for how much longer, who knows? It's Warden in the forefront, in the foreground there, I should say. But as you know, soft tyres, they last about probably 12 to 14 laps, maybe a little bit longer if you can get them to last long. As he has a little look here up the inside into the final couple of corners. Pomps runs a little bit wide, so this will probably give Jared a little bit of momentum here. But continuing on now onto lap 8. I think this is. Jared obviously got the DRS, and I think Pomps does as well, so he's trying to catch up to Warden here. So he goes around the outside. Warden's covering. Obviously, Warden is also on the medium tyres. Probably should point that out as well. So probably won't have the quickest of the tyres at the moment, but he'll probably phase it a little bit. He's well and truly off the road there. Don't know what actually happened there. I think that's probably looks like a little bit like he had a moment, but I don't know. I don't actually know the exact reason for that one, but Pom's got by, Jared got by. See how close Warden was in the rear end to Jared's gearbox there, but as you can see, that's Juice Mars again. It was obviously having his off there, and nearly by having, I think I've showed you that my close call. I don't know. We'll wait and see. But anyway, now Jared again having a look here on Poms. He has to probably take that corner cut there. Probably no surprise there at all. So he's going to have a look here up the inside into turn 2. To be fair, Poms hangs on in there pretty well. So these two are going to go side by side through here. That's pretty much a drag race here because Jared does not have DRS, but Warden definitely does. So he's definitely using his slipstream here to try and get back past Poms. I think he's already done it, but it could be wrong. Nearly go 3 wide there. Could be wrong. He just managed to hang on for now, and I think Warden's got past Poms again. So now Jared back up in the P4 as he runs very wide coming through the Mercedes grandstand box there. So now that's given incentive to Warden. He can probably have a look up the inside. No, just settles back into it into turn 11 and goes back for now. But yeah, I probably showed you already the Juice Master. I said, I could be wrong, but we'll wait and see. But no, this is it actually right now. Actually, so the Juice Master, actually, it's a little bit awkward rejoin there, coming on back onto the racetrack. That was obviously a bit further up the road, what occurred with the battles up front. But yeah, that was a little bit of an awkward moment with myself and Juice Bars there, but that was absolutely shocking there. I think I turned in, you saw it turn way too early at the corner update.
0.9 seconds. You're losing 3 seconds a lap. They're on old mediums. Their tyres are 8 laps old. The time last lap was a 1 minute 16.3.
Yeah, so just obviously getting an update on Neon in front there, but he's obviously got no penalties. Juice Master now finally out of the Grand Prix, so he's well and truly had enough as everyone run very wide coming out of turn 16 there. But obviously Neon, you saw there, is on the mediums because he's got himself disqualified. Sorry, Neon. But obviously we're just trying to push on here because we will be probably on the same, well, pretty similar strategies when he finally comes in. Obviously, he probably may have fresher rubber compared to me, but this is actually a move here for the effective race lead because now Fens has now got past Derek Kidd for the race lead of this race. So didn't really last too long for Derek Kidd. I could be wrong, but I think Derek Kidd's quite done with here. He's going to have a good run through here. Oh, there's a little bit of contact coming through between 10 and 11, but they just managed to hang on. But obviously Derek Kidd's up for a fight here, but I think Fens will have the inside line. I think he just hangs on for now. So now on to lap 10 as my teammate looks like he's out of the Grand Prix. Looks like he may have had a crash onto the front straight there, I'm not sure. That's running very wide, and that's time penalty number 2. So we're now up to 6 seconds. So it doesn't bode well for possibly a bit later on in the race. Now, battle on here with Ben and Poms. Poms going around the long way here. Obviously, Ben is another one's going a recovery drive. There's a little bit of a touch there, but they keep each other clean for now. And obviously, Ben is still just hanging on for now. If he can just hang on here, he'll get the move done in the Mercedes grandstand. I think he does. Probably gives a little bit of a shove there to Poms. Probably wasn't too happy with Poms in his video. I'm not really sure, understand why, but yeah, that's Ben for you. But Conrad, you saw there, is actually disconnected. Update.
Only one stop to go. One stop left in this strategy. Your pit window opens in 8 laps time.
Yeah, just getting an update from when actually the next pit stop was, because I probably didn't actually read it properly on the pit strategy earlier on. So, yeah, that was probably my fault there. But another 8 laps, so probably, well, now be 7 laps, obviously. There's now ALLANHUGO's now coming to the pits pretty early, if I'm honest, to get off the soft tyres and onto the mediums, unless he's burned them up too early. But, yeah, another sort of 8 laps. Oh, we'll get back to that in a second. Here's the battle on for the effective lead again. So Derek here going right around the outside here. If he can hang on to it, give each other room. There's a little bit of bumping there. And obviously Jared's a bit further down the road. So if these two keep battling away here, it won't be too long before Jared joins in. So Derek here goes up the inside here at the Mercedes grandstand and gets the job done. But like I was saying before, it's on lap 12 now. Obviously, they said 8 laps before is now 7 laps. It'll probably be 6 laps in a second as we come through the final couple of corners there. It looks like someone else has come into the lane. Who was that? I think that may have been Laggy. So coming to the pits. And also Derek Kidd came into the pits as well. But we're sort of slightly closing in on Neon Trito. But obviously, I think it was about roughly lap 19 for the pit stop there as we get a little bit close to the back end of Neon Trito here. But it looks like I think we've got maybe a little bit more pace on him compared to yeah, what did I say before? I'm rubbish, can you tell? But gaining here on the slipstream here, and a little look up the inside here into turn the hairpin. Leaves us the room, so we're going to go side by side here. But look at the drive he's got out of that hairpin there. So yeah, it's really working out for him at the moment. Obviously, he'll be going very long on the medium tyres. But you probably saw the wing. I ran about 2, what was it? I know I ran 2 front wing, but I can't remember how much rear wing I had. So, yeah, that just goes to show how long it's been since I've made this video. But now, obviously, Ben comes into the pits. I think Jared has come in as well. There he is. So, they're both in and out. I think V-Fen's probably another one. I think, yes, so he was another one into the pits. So, so obviously he's come out behind his teammate, I think, so ALLANHUGO. So he probably will have quicker tyres towards the end of the race. But yeah, you see that you can tell behind ALLANHUGO is setting fastest lap of the race. So I think pretty much the goal here is to just get quickly past Neon Trito as quickly as possible. Maybe he can probably hold up ALLANHUGO's, which will probably allow me to pull away. So I mean, these soft tyres probably don't have long to last. So here we go. Got the DRS here, we're going side by side, and I think we should get it easily up into the hairpin here. Have to brake very late there, run a little bit deep, but as Neon tries to do the crisscross there, but I think we should have the inside line here as he actually pulls back into the slipstream here. I thought I was about to cover there, but no, I didn't actually. Running a little bit wide on the brakes there, but we just get the move done. So now we're up into what is sort of P3 in the race, but obviously a lot of guys.
Front is 2.1 seconds.
That's obviously the gap ahead for Poms of the Wind, who's now finally coming to the pits. So like I said, there's a few guys obviously still yet to pit, but we're still pushing on here. Warden's leading the way still, as you can see. He's like I mentioned, he's on medium tyres, so he'll be pushing for as long as he can here. But yeah, it didn't last long. I think about a lap later, on lap 16.
Out on this set of boots. We have started to notice some wear. We should be okay for a bit longer though.
Sorry, lap 15, I should say, as ALLANHUGO, I think, finally got past Neon Trito. Update.
We're doing one more stop today. One stop left in our strategy. You have 4 laps till your pit window opens.
Yeah, just needing another update to make sure I was right. So about another 4 laps, so probably about lap 19. So, but the tyres are probably starting to go away here, and as you can tell, ALLANHUGO has well and truly got the pace here. So going to try everything we can, as obviously his teammate V-Fence is now set the fast lap. So is Derek here, but coming into turn 2 here, we get an absolute big whack at the rear end, and now we've been spun. So yeah, I don't really know what to say there, really. But to be honest, I was pretty pissed off at that moment there. And
keep this up.
Yeah, look, I think we had our we had a fair share of what to say here. As you can see, is there ALLANHUGO. I was normally braking through that corner there, but I don't know what on earth ALLANHUGO was doing there, to be honest. So whether he just missed his braking marker or what, or whether that was his normal braking marker or what, I don't know. But yeah, I mean, I think I'm taking that one to the stewards for that one. So yeah, I mean, I'm sorry if ALLANHUGO, if I was in the wrong there, but I felt like I braked in the normal corner there. So as you could tell, there was a little bit of a switcheroo at the McLaren. So obviously, fans got by. ALLANHUGO, sorry, let fans go by, obviously, because I think, yeah, for sure, ALLANHUGO's got front wing damage, so that's going to really compromise his race. But now we're a bit under attack here. We're still sort of trying to go as long as we can to get to the pit window, but obviously the guys behind will be a lot quicker. So there goes Derek Kidd up the inside of the hairpin, and yeah, I wasn't really fighting at that stage of the race anyway. So back down into P6, and next up behind for Derek Kidd will be the bit of wounded ALLANHUGO, but obviously ourselves got DRC Jared not too far behind either. But just going to cut back a little bit to the battle behind. So this was obviously what was going on with DRC Jared and Exodona. Obviously these two had their fair share of dramas earlier on in the race, and they were going quite at it, I think, in the Twitter chat a bit later on. But saying who was at fault and whatnot, like I said, I'm not going to get involved in any of that. They can sort it out if they have to, or just leave it as is, and they can blame each other. That's totally fine. But anyway, now Jared's getting a run here, obviously on Exodona, who's trying, I think, for the one stop on the medium. He obviously went from ultras to the mediums, and of course the pole sitter, but that was obviously Derek Kidd getting past me, and obviously now Jared getting past Exodona. So that's back into the P7 here, but yeah, you see old Derek Kidd, a big lock up into the Sachs corner there, but you see Jared's now really all over me here, so there's a little bit of contact there, which, I mean, to be honest, I wasn't really too thrilled about that one, but yeah, I'll be able to see why in a second. As actually, I think, who was that, ALLANHUGO possibly coming to the pits, I think it was, so he's going to come in for his front wing damage there, so you'll be able to see here in a replay, so on board with Jared, so obviously he's trying to get the move done here, and you can see he's well and truly nowhere near me, so again, it's a case of a desync incident there, so I mean, I was a little bit furious at Jared at that point, but sorry, Jared, if you're, I didn't realise it was a little bit of desync there, so that was my bad there, and I mean, I would have probably happily let you go, but anyway, you probably saw then Exodona go a little bit close to my rear end, as I think now sort of the time when it's time to come into the pits, as these guys were sort of starting to catch up here, as always been a spinner. That's Neon Tridone. It looks like it's been spun just before the pit lane there, as both myself and Exodona actually come into the pits. So obviously I think he was following me, so obviously he probably knows he can't make it to the end on the medium, so now we're going to go on another set of soft tyres, and away we go. I think Exodona is going to go onto the softs as well, so I mean, not surprised at all. Like I said, a long shot from ultras to mediums. If you really stretch the ultras out, you probably would have got away with it. But we come back out in P8. Obviously, Pomps of the wins well and truly well ahead at this stage. But guess who's behind me at the moment? ALLANHUGO. And to be honest, there was a little bit of bad blood brewing from obviously what occurred earlier on, a few laps earlier. So I wasn't going to go without a fight here, so obviously ALLANHUGO dives it up the inside here, but I wasn't really quite done with him yet, so I give him a little bit of a touch there to say, like, that was probably more like I wasn't really happy with what occurred earlier on. Don't know really what the weave was about, to be honest. I could be wrong. I don't think it was a thank you weave, but again, I could be wrong, so it is what it is, really. So and now he's obviously get up into what was it, P8, I think. But he's a replay on board with over here with Derek Kidd and the Toro Rosso. So obviously he's already pitted, and obviously Neon's still yet to come in. So coming through the final corner, there's a little bit of contact there, and that was just enough to turn Neon Tridome around. So again, I don't know whether that was desync or not, or whether it was a genuine touch, but Neon probably would could probably confirm that one if he's watching this video in the comment section. But here's Jared giving a little bit of a touch there to Derek Kidd. Obviously, he's trying to get past him as quick as he can. Putting up a little bit of a fight here is Derek Kidd, but I think it's pretty much a losing cause here. And I think, Jared now gets the move done. So now to lap 21 now. We're still trying to chase after ALLANHUGO here. Like I said, mentioned it before, bad blood was still brewing from the earlier incident, but we're a bit under attack here from Exodona. Going into turn 2 here. We're doing pretty much what we did earlier in the race, going side by side to give each other space. Like he did to me, I'm doing pretty much the same thing to him. Ignore the fact that it probably looks like he's got mediums on. It definitely says softs, but it's actually going in between there, the colour compounds there, but it looks at things. But he goes up the inside there and he gets the move done. Now we drop back to position 10, and obviously he'll go chase after ALLANHUGO for P8 in this race. But yeah, to be honest, I don't really know what happened from here on in. I just lost pace. We actually get our second time penalty.
At the end of the race.
I think this is, or it could be my third. Actually, no, my third. My bad. Sorry, but yeah, so you see we're setting personal best at the moment. As you see in the 4 round there, Exodona and ALLANHUGO looks like they're having a bit of a battle here. I think Dona's probably got ahead of him at this stage of the race, so and now up into 8th for him and back to 9th for ALLANHUGO. But yeah, I mean, to be honest, I don't really know where the pace went to, because I thought I had pretty decent pace, running a little bit wide and getting a bit of gravel, as you would have heard there. But yeah, quite frankly, I just had no pace for the last few laps, and I was in a little bit of a shock. Why? Because I thought I had pretty decent pace earlier on, but maybe that was just Ultrasoft. But you can see Neon Tritone's really starting to close me in here for the final spot here on the in the points, I should say. I was going to say podium, but now it's points. There's a little bit of contact there, but that was all fair, clean racing, no front wing damage. So Neon obviously gets back up into the points, and obviously we now drop out of the points. So I pretty much my only hope here is, if I want to get back in the points, is maybe trying to my best I can to get to hang on to these guys in front, or mainly Neon, and hopefully they have penalties. Obviously I've got 3 time penalties up my sleeve. I'm not sure exactly at the moment. We'll probably get a bit of an update later on. Like I said, just trying to hang on to the back here of Neon Tritone. We did get the DRS off him here, so pretty thankful for that one. But yeah, just sort of staying pretty patient behind here. I think Prez is probably not quite got the pace either. I mean, he was not far behind me as well, but there's a little bit of a brake lock up from Neon going into the Sachs grandstand there. I think it is. That's what it says on my track map. But anyway, bit further up the road, here comes Ben on the move again. He's going to get past Derek Kidd. I think those guys actually came in on the same lap, so Derek Kidd looks like he's lost a little bit of pace, or Ben's got some pace, but went a little bit wide coming out of the final couple of corners. That's probably going to lose me a bit of time. So Neon in front. It's I don't understand. Here comes Ben. Sorry, Derek Kidd, I should say. Trying to get up the inside here of Ben into the hairpin. Oh, there's a little bit of a lock break there, and I think Ben has to take the avoiding action there. And
the gap to the car ahead is 1.5 seconds. We're dropping back by around 4/10 a lap. They're on old softs. Their tyres are 7 laps old. The time last lap was a 1:15.0. They have a time penalty of 3.0.
Yeah, so as I was trying to mention, Ben, obviously, it was, I don't think it was intentional, that one, but obviously Derek, he got the move done, and obviously Ben will drop back. But just getting an update on Neon, obviously he's got 3 seconds of time penalty, so that doesn't really bode well for me. Here comes Ben again. It's on lap 28. This is going to be up the inside of Derek Kidd. Locks the brake and gets the move done, finally.
The gap behind us
I think that's for
28.0 seconds.
So obviously that's the gap behind to Prez. I think he's come in and put on the Ultrasoft tyres, so I wouldn't be surprised if he's going for fastest lap. Just running a little bit wide there, but it's on to lap 31 we go. There is a yellow flag down at turn 11 there, and I'll probably show you why, because it looks like it was a bit of a weird moment there, and you'll see why in a second, because it resets Ben onto the track, and unfortunately for Derek Kidd, he had to take avoiding action there. So, yeah, fortunately the game glitches come back again, which is a bit of a shame, really. That's TPR Edge. It looks like he's had a bit of an off, or just trying to get out of everybody's road there.
The car in front is 2.0 seconds.
as that's not really going to help my cause. With that's the 4th time penalty for the race. So update.
Okay, gap ahead is 2.1 seconds. You're dropping back by around 0.2 each lap. They're on old softs. Their tyres are 12 laps old. The time last lap was a 1 minute 15.2. They have a time penalty of 6.0.
Okay, so Neon's obviously got 6 seconds worth of time penalties, but I've got at least double that now, so that's probably going to really hurt me to possibly get the final points in this race anyway. But, yeah, I mean, nothing much really occurred behind. I mean, looks like Prez looks like he's had a bit of a moment coming out of turn 10, as I think Neon got by Laggy. But anyway, it was V-Fence who comes across the line to win the German Grand Prix. Very dominant victory for him. In the end, it's going to be DRC Jarrett. It's going to come home in P2 as he well and truly takes off his right front tyre. So nice job as always. I think Warden got the final podium position, I should say. So obviously for fans coming from PA to the win, very great result for him. Sure, maybe had a bit of luck go his way, but there's a little bit of battling going on ahead for final couple of points behind position, but we are going to come across the line and finish in P11 as we just ram into the wall there, because I was pretty furious at finishing in P11 for this whole race, because I thought I had a lot more better pace than that. Anyway, but this is a replay actually at the final lap battle with both Neon and Poms of the win, and obviously Laggy was not too far behind as well. There's obviously a little bit of tyre difference as well, because both Laggy and Poms are on mediums, Neon's on softs, so you think Neon would probably have the advantage here, but obviously maybe not the case. So Poms hanging on for the time being against Laggy. Neon runs a little moment through there, but I think as well and truly Neon running a lot wide through the Sachs corner there, but I don't think it's going to be quite enough for Poms, unfortunately. He's trying everything he can here, and obviously he was trying to hold off Laggy, I should say, running a little bit wide here. He's going to be literally close to the line. I think he just grabs it in the end there. I think a few guys actually gained a few spots there, because a lot of guys had time penalties there. So, yeah, big congratulations to the top 3. They did a ripper job there, so great effort as always. But fans, DRC Jarrett and Warden 1, 2 and 3, as we get a nice bit of XP there. I still don't understand why this is real, but anyway, we're nearing rank 35. But there's the final results. So, like I mentioned, Fens, Jarrett, and it was actually Ben, I should say, my apologies. They're getting on the final place on the podium, because Warden actually had a bit more time penalties than expected. So Derek Kitt 5th, Poms 6th, Poms got up into 6th, I should. ALLANHUGO 7th, Laggy 8th, Neon 9th, and Exodona rounded out the top 10. Obviously myself in 11th. Not the greatest of days, to be honest. Prez in 12th, Master Berserk, TPR Edge, and obviously the 2 DNS with Rain and Juice Bar. So, yeah. Probably a lot of thinking to do for the next one around Hungary. But here's the championship standings for that one. And it's literally nothing now, because obviously with Ryan not racing and obviously Jared getting 2nd, it's now 2 points between the top 2 at the moment. ALLANHUGO in 3rd. HO is in 4th, but I think he's missing a few races. We're down in P11 somehow, but with my race results recently, I probably don't deserve to be this high up in the ladder, as my teammate, obviously, Rain, is P14 as well. Constructors-wise, it is Force India still leading the way over Ferrari. Probably can't see on my screen, the preview screen there, but you guys will probably, and girls will probably be able to see it. Red Bull somehow is still 6th. I don't understand how, but anyway, it is what it is. So, yeah, pretty disappointing. Obviously, like I mentioned, will be taking that thing without that incident, I should say, with ALLANHUGO to the stewards, and I'll probably update you guys and girls in the next episode at Hungary. But well, if you did enjoy it, for getting close to a pole position, be sure to give it a big smash on that like button. As always, leave your comments down below. Subscribe to my channel for plenty more SRL APAC action here on F1 2018, plus plenty more video gaming content as well. Of course, as always, all my social media links will be down in the description. And you could probably go check out the SRL website, the YouTube channel, and the Twitch channel, which, of course, the live streams happen every Friday night at 8 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Time. But till the next time, which will be the Hungarian Grand Prix, hopefully we might be able to bounce back with something. It is goodbye, and I'll see you all next time.